All right, so here we are at Waterfall Quest, and like for ye probably next couple quests, a lot of it is gonna be voiced over because I was just doing the grinding, and I wasn't really just recording every single last one of the quests, so that's the reason it's kind of like that. But we have Waterfall Quest here, and we're gonna kind of walk through. It's not really a walkthrough, but we going through the quiz. So this first part of the quiz, this is me getting there, trying to get everything together for the quiz. I'm pretty sure at this point we've already started it. We got the book right there, and I ended up having to run back down, do whatever else. There's more stuff to the quest or whatever, but it ended up getting messed up. Like the clip, like there was an error in the clip, and I ended up messing up the clip somehow. I don't really know how I did it, but I did it. So now here we are, going back with the book, going all the way up to the mountain, getting back on the raft, going down so we can get into the actual thing, the little tomb or whatever it is. So this is us running there. All right, so a little mix up there. I wasn't actually going back to the mountain. I had to actually go all the way through the Tree Gnome Village maze. Had to go and get the key, whatever, and go and talk to um the what's her name? Glory. I haven't pronounced her name. I had to go get her amulet or whatever it is. So that's what we're picking up right now. Well, not her amulet, but her pebble to go and do all the rest of it. We're gonna give her the key. We're gonna take the pebble, and now we can be all to the actual little memorial looking thing. So that is gonna be our next stop. And I actually remember recording this. I was wondering why I couldn't actually get into the thing. It was because I ended up having all of my gear on. So I really sat here for like 5 minutes trying to figure out why I was like not able to get into the actual thing. And it was because of my gear. So I'm not gonna let you guys sit here and watch me do that struggle because it was hard doing the struggle myself and having to rewatch the struggle. So we'll just, you guys will see the next part. All right, now we're at the point in time where I actually figured out that, I have to drop all the other stuff. And we're going to drop our runes off real quick right there, obviously. And we are going to enter into the tomb. Or not tomb, but, well, tomb, whatever you want to call it. And now our next goal is to run all the way over there to some crates, I believe. And what we pick up is her vial, I want to say. That is the next thing we pick up. We're going to run all the way down there, pick up a vial, run all the way to the next one. And the next thing we need to pick up is the amulet, I want to say. I don't know if it's amulet. I really don't remember which one we pick up here, but I guess we will see whenever our guy picks it up. Now, and if you see these little pauses between this, because I'm probably either watching the video for the quiz or looking through the guide on the quiz because I have absolutely no idea what to do. I've done waterfall quest before, but that was like it's been a while. Like the farthest I've gotten into account, like somewhere a little past Dragon Slayer 1. So not that far into an account. So, it's kind of like that part of the process. Now, I don't know when we actually start to move, but I guess we actually start moving right now. So yeah, we'll run all the way down here, search this chest. The chest was already open. Like usually the chest is closed, but I got lucky. There was someone already here. No, we pick up the amulet first. Okay. So yeah, we actually get hit like 6 damage, and we could basically get one shot. We were supposed to be a little bit higher health here, but yeah, we're not higher health, so we have to be careful not to get absolutely wrecked. And the next thing we need to pick up is actually the vial. Yeah. Oh, that damage. You can hear the damage sound effects. Everything else is low, but you hear damage sound effects. But after that, we just climb back up on the ladder, and we can head to our next destination after picking up our runes because these runes are very important. And it took me like it didn't take that long to actually figure out what to do with them, but yeah. Now, next part of this, we need to be heading all the way back to the what's the name thing to actually get back on the raft and all of that. And I guess I'll see you guys when we get there. All right, now we are boarding the raft, and now we're gonna go ahead and crash land back on the little island. And the little kid's still stuck over there because he said he didn't need help, so we're not helping him. We're gonna go ahead and use our rope on the rock as per se quest, and go ahead and use our rope on the tree next. And then we can just hop up in there like usual. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't actually just click on the thing and like mess up the entire run, because I remember when I first did waterfall quest, I ended up doing that, and having to run all the way back, it wasn't a fun experience. But you live and you learn. Now we can go ahead and walk up in there, but I'm pretty sure right now I'm probably paused looking at a guide. So hey, you gotta know what you're getting into before you walk in. So hey, whenever we walk in, we walk in. All right, so after actually like a entire 2 minutes of me watching my guy just, sit there and watch a video, we actually managed to get in. And the first thing we need to do is go in here, search one of these crates. We're gonna go ahead, get a key, and that damage is loud. Jesus. The next thing we need to do after we get that key, run over here and enter the door and try not to get one-shotted by a mob. And that's obviously the next thing. Go ahead and get in the door. No, actually, I got kind of scared because the door didn't open when I first clicked it. So I'm thinking I'm about to die right here. Like, I thought I was actually going to just get washed because, as you can see, I have no food. And if we get hit, it's not going to end well. Now, this part right here, I didn't struggle on because, I had the guide. So I ended up figuring out that I had to put one of each on all 6 of the things. So it's not that hard once you actually go through it. You know what to do. So, yeah, this is me just standing here looking at the guy. I'll just cut to when I actually start putting them on there. Yeah. All right. So, after a couple, minutes of trying to put together my brain cells on how to do this, we finally find out how to do it. And now we are just putting each one of them on there. I made sure I was extra super duper cautious with this because I don't really want to mess up. I don't remember what happens if you mess up because I'm pretty sure the first time I did it, I ended up messing up, but I don't remember what happened. So I didn't really want to find out either. So, hey, do it right. You do it like you ain't got to go and do it over and over and over again. And that's always good. Now, once we just go ahead and do this, this stuff right here, it doesn't really take that long. There's no real commentation I can really do in between it because, yeah. My mindset during this, though, was like, go super duper slow. Like, click on each one of these rooms and make sure that each one of these room clicks are just precise and perfect because messing up, I just couldn't afford it, man. So, yeah, we only got one pillar left right here. We drop all 3 of these on there like so. And then there's a train. There's an actual train. Okay. I'm going to keep this in because, like, what are the chances of a train? I'm not editing that. So, yeah. Anyways, we ended up getting all 6 of each one of these placed where they need to be. And the next thing, I'm taking a look at the guide here. Now, I will, learn in the guide that I have to take the amulet, use it on the thing after I place the earth room because I haven't placed it yet. Place the earth room, please. What are you waiting on? Okay. Boom. Now I placed the earth amulet. Earth room, not amulet. And the next thing we need to do is use the amulet on the statue, which I stood here taking a little minute to actually figure out because I was looking at the guide. I was like, okay, I have to make sure I actually use the statue on this. And I'm like, okay, I got to make sure this is perfect also because, like I said, no room for error. So we actually take it off and, we use it on the thing. After I, actually use it on the thing, I don't know. I don't know if I wasn't comprehending correctly what to do, but, yeah. Anyways, we ended up using it on that. Now, this part actually scared me because, like I said, I didn't really remember the quest like that. So I really thought I just entirely messed up the quest and I couldn't get to the trophy or whatever it is up there. I thought I messed it up and I got scared. Like that's why I opened the chat thinking that it was gonna say like you failed the quiz or something, but not the case. I ended up clicking up there and going up there. I was like, whew, I let out a deep breath of air. I will not even lie to you guys. Like I was scared. I'm not gonna lie. And no, this part actually took me a little bit too because I was trying to comprehend on using the urn, or not the urn, the little vial on the trophy or whatever it's called. And that's what I had to do. And we put two and two together and we completed Waterfall Quest. Now that is the end of that quest, and we leveled up a bunch after that. And that is why I'm later leveled up a whole bunch. Like there's a lot of grinding that goes on. There were a lot of not missed, but a lot of error moments in the recordings. I don't know what happened to the recording, but there were a lot of errors in the recording, so some of it's not captured. And some of the quests I just completely forgot to record. Like, I don't know which quest I was doing, but I completed the quiz. I looked and I wasn't recording. So, that's that. On to the next. All right, and the next quest on our objective list is Romeo and Juliet. Now, I had already started this quest up, so once I left from the Grand Exchange, I could just run right over here and actually just talk to Juliet. Now, we all know, talk to Juliet. We all know how the story or whatever went, so talk to her about their little problems they're having or whatever. Blase, blase. We're gonna talk to her. She's gonna give him a message, and we have to be the bearer of that message and bring it to Romeo. Romeo is gonna talk some stuff. We're gonna have to go talk to a guy, and we're gonna have to go get a special potion. And that is all Romeo and Juliet is real. So not really that important, but I did record it, so it's in here. So after some ripping and running across Rock, we managed to get the potion or whatever that she's needed, and we get to move on to this dramatic cutscene of her watching her cousin, quote unquote, die. YouTube, don't block that word. I said quote unquote. She does not actually die. She more like passes out. Okay, yeah. Anyways, we get to watch this little cutscene here. And, she's not dramatic enough. She has to end up being a little bit more dramatic, and she ended up being pretty dramatic, man. Like, it's pretty unbelievably dramatic, honestly. But this dude walks out here. I don't know who that is, but anyway, he walks out, base. And now we have to return to Romeo and break him the bad news that he already knew about. And that's going to actually lead us into another cutscene. That next cutscene being this one right here. And, after some little quote talk where Romeo's pretty scared to be down here, we go over there to Juliet. He's like, there's my beautiful, the typical way the quest goes, we talk for a little bit more. He's going to walk over there to her. He has the flowers in her hand. I mean, not in her, but in his hands. Pardon my, messed up speech. And then this girl walks in, Philippus. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Philippa. I think that's how you pronounce it. But anyway, he ends up falling for her, which is just crazy in my part. I don't really know what happens to Juliet, but there's the quest, and there's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one.